for the Bold and Beautiful June 26, 2025. Okay, y'all, so first things first, let me know y'all thoughts on today's new episode down below. What did y'all think? What did y'all think? Hold on. It was okay. And I was waiting, look, what I was waiting on is for Luna to catch on, and I forgot that we was behind. I forgot that we was behind because, what was it? I think it got interrupted or something like that. So I don't know if we gonna actually see that one. We might see it on tomorrow, because I think that one's supposed to be on today. So it might come on tomorrow. And I think the one about Luna allegedly on the run is supposed to be on Friday, so it's probably gonna be on Monday since they pushed back an episode, y'all. But okay, so who we gonna start with first? Let's see. Ridge, Taylor, Nick. So they still at El Jardino and everything. Excuse me. They still at El Jardino, just talking, and Ridge playing in her face per usual. Ridge and Taylor end up just expressing their love, and Nick was right there. I said he looked like he unsure himself. He definitely did. But yeah, Ridge and Taylor was just expressing their love, and I said he playing in her face. He know doggone well he don't feel, he might love her and care about her and stuff like that, but he don't feel the same way. You can tell by his facial expressions. But he keep on playing in her face like it ain't nothing. Hold on, y'all. Well, yeah, what else? Because I think it was something else while they was at El Jardino. Let me see. No, I think they went home. They ended up going to Eric's house, and Taylor was saying how she wonders how Eric would feel when he finds out about their engagement. And Ridge was like, "What do you mean?" or whatever. He's gonna be happy as long as I'm happy. She was like, because of the whole fashion show situation. She's still upset about that, y'all. She's still upset about that. But yeah, I do want to see his reaction. But I don't. That don't matter. Like for a long time, they used to say, "Oh, if your family or your friends don't like them, then that means they a bad person, or y'all don't belong together, or y'all ain't gonna get married or together." That don't matter nowadays. That do not matter. I mean, in certain cases it should, in certain cases it should not. But yeah, she was worried about how Eric is gonna react to their engagement, but he was just trying to tell her it's okay or whatever. He just wants me to be happy and stuff like that. So they were just sitting up there. She was talking about how she could feel, what's their other daughter name that passed away? Phoebe. She could feel Phoebe or whatever, that she happy and she proud that her family is getting back together and stuff like that. Taylor was saying how she don't think that Ridge would have said yes if he wasn't fully committed. I said, shoot, he just did. I said he just did. But yeah, she was just so excited, and he was excited. I was wondering, like, do y'all think the wedding? Cause I seen a comment. Somebody said that they think that the wedding is going to be out of the country, and that's how the whole scene that I was telling y'all about that was on Facebook, where it was Nick, it was Brooke, and it was Ridge, but I ain't see Taylor. They saying that that's where the wedding takes place. I said I don't know about that. I don't know if she would actually show up to their wedding, but it wouldn't be the first time. But yeah, they was just standing up there talking about their engagement and stuff like that. She was excited. They end up hugging, and they zoomed in on his face again. They end up zooming in on his face and showing how he truly feels. But I was like, Taylor. Um, she gonna be disappointed. I said I hate that. Oh, what did she say? She said something. Remember how I was telling y'all somebody said that she was testing him? She said something. I don't know if it was that comment about being fully committed or something else, but it was something she said, and I was like, yeah, she definitely was testing him. But nothing too much went on today's episode. Same old same. Brooke and Hope was talking about the same thing. First, they were talking about her being back, and Brooke was just so happy that she's back working there, but she wants her line reinstated. They was talking about that. Then they started talking about Ridge and her reuniting, and that's when Hope was telling her she deserves better. Hold on, wait. Yeah, I already said Hope wishes her line was reinstated. They got to talking about Ridge. They started doing them doggone flashbacks again. I said every episode we already get all the commercials. They want to sit up here and show us 1,000 flashbacks. We know about this fake destiny. We don't seen it 1,000,000,000 times. But yeah, let's see. They show her thinking about Ridge, and Hope was trying to talk to her. So she already knew that she was thinking about Ridge. So that's when she ends up telling her she believes she deserves better. And she was like, somebody else told me that recently. And she was like, who? She was like, Nick, whatever his last name is. Marone, something. But yeah, and she was like, really, or whatever. And she was wondering why he's back in town. They was just talking about it. And Hope says that maybe Nick is exactly what Brooke needs. And, excuse me. Brooke did admit that it felt nice to think about something else and, just be happy for once. But then she started talking about her doggone destiny again. I said, let it go, lady. I said, please let it go. She told my son, but Reg is my destiny. I know he still feels the same way. And I know we'll get back together sooner or later. And I was like, shoot, I don't know. I do think, at first, I was thinking that she was going to use this to her advantage. But I don't know now, y'all. I don't know. I don't think she's going to have to do nothing. He just going to see her with Nick. And he may end up, stopping the whole engagement. But at the same time, he don't went this far. What else? Nick ends up showing in. Nick ends up showing up. That's when Hope ends up hugging him and everything. Excuse me. Hope ends up hugging him, and they was just catching up and stuff like that. Um, Hope ends up leaving, and that's when he implied that something was going on that may cause him to stay in town longer. So after Hope left, Brooke wanted to know what it was. He was like, "This affects you too." So she was like, "What is it?" or whatever. So he was like, "I seen Ridge and Taylor at El Jardino, and they was just having a date or whatever, but it wasn't no regular date." Taylor pulled out a ring and proposed to Ridge. She was like, "What? What did he say?" He's like, he said yes. The look on her face, I was like, "Yeah, let that destiny go at this point, cause he playing. He playing." Excuse me. But yeah, that was the last scene where she turned away from him, and he had his hand on her shoulder and trying to comfort her. He said, "Now's my chance." He said, "Now's my chance." But yeah, that's the last thing that happened with them. Let me make sure I cover everything with Taylor then before we talk about the psychopath over here. Brooke still thinks Reach is her destiny. Um, Taylor don't think Reach. We already talked about that. Nick tells Brooke, Reach, and Taylor engaged. Yeah. Next, we got Electra, Steffi, Finn, Baker, Luna, Will. So they all still watching on the laptop. And I'm like, she about to find it. She about to find it or whatever. So they end up kissing. She was over here. She want him to prove it. Want him to prove that, he want her and stuff. And she started touching on him. I said, she gonna find the wire. I said, she gonna find the wire. Because they already said she's supposed to catch on. But she already don't say it. She already don't say how she has a plan to get Steph out the way. But she didn't say she was gonna harm her, if I'm not mistaken now. I said, don't she have to actually say that? That she has to, that she wants to harm her? Because Finn was like, that's it. That's her intent right there. Intent to harm. But she ain't say it. She said she had a plan to get her out the way. They could mean anything. Now, I could be wrong because this is a show. But we'll see. Who is that? I think my niece crying. Uh, let's see. What else? They was all just sitting there watching, and Electra was saying how she don't think that she can watch any longer because, they got their hands all over each other and stuff like that. Then they end up kissing, and Electra, she did not want to see that. But Stephanie was trying to tell her, he just trying to help her out and stuff like that. He's not into her. But yeah, he kept kissing her. He was trying to distract her then he started telling her because she kept trying to sleep with him. And he was like, I don't want to use you for sex. I'm not trying to use you for sex. I just want to give you a listening ear and stuff like that. So she started talking too much. She started talking too much. She started expressing her childhood, everything she went through with her mama. But then she got an opportunity to know her daddy, and he this and that. And how it's Steffi's fault, that B word. She done called her a B word about 2 or 3 times. And then when she started getting mad or whatever, I was like, she finna slip up and say too much. She finna slip up. So she kept talking about Steffi's in the way or whatever, but she was like, but I got a plan for her. I got a plan to get her out the way for good and all this other stuff. And that's when Finn was like, that's it, we got her. That's her intent to harm. But she didn't say she was gonna do nothing. But either way it go, they said that she's supposed to catch on. She's supposed to catch on to Will or whatever, and they said she's supposed to do something. So I'm assuming she's finna get ready to, I don't know if she's gonna shoot him or what, but they said she's supposed to do something. Then they say she's supposed to be on the run. That's supposed to be on Friday's episode that she's supposed to be on the run. But we are an episode behind, if I'm not mistaken. What else? Was that it? Luna admits to Will that she has a plan to get Steph out the way, but she didn't speak specifically. Doesn't she have to? That's what I wrote down. But yeah, I think that was it. Luna admits Will lets Luna know he there to listen. She starts talking about her childhood fan and that B word Steffi. Yeah, that's it, y'all. That's it. That's all that happened. Stay tuned for the next review. Until next time.